Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now, if this reading resonates with you, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm, it helps the channel grow, and that would be just absolutely brilliant of you. So thank you so much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, May 16th to 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Aquarius, May 16th to 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay, so think of this spread like a tree. You have the branches, you have the roots, and the bark. So on the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self, and these are your roots. This is what's supporting you. Okay, so we're starting here at the roots of us is Judgment and Wheel of Fortune. So they're both major arcana cards. So our roots hit hard during this time. They're intense. We're coming out of our box. Things are changing. We have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. October 23rd to November 21st is the time frame. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. Things need to be balanced. There's a transformation coming. We can feel it, at the very base of ourselves. There's a new season coming in. There's a transformation and intake of wisdom, a transformation of knowledge into wisdom, and a sense that everybody is laid bare by this. Nobody escapes it. And there needs to be this balance coming forward within our inner selves. Within our hearts, we have the Hierophant, so moving towards tradition, and the Four of Wands. Now, why I pause here, because Aquarius, for some, this is about marriage. These are the two marriage cards from the minor arcana, from the major arcana. Now, it can be that we are deciding what type of committed relationship we want within our lives, how we want to be moving all of this forward, like where we want to be. But there's also a sense of where we want to be career-wise, socially, spiritually, what we are working towards, and how we are fitting that into and fitting ourselves into that desire. We have the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords. We're going to see that things are changing, and that the two paths that we thought we had, it's not going to be so black and white. It's just not. It's not A or B. There's going to be a myriad of other paths opening up, and that's because we're not looking externally anymore. We're looking internally. We're looking at ourselves and saying, what do I want? And then we're going on a journey. The Six of Wands is being able to celebrate ourselves, but it's also being able to move forward in that celebration, in that kind of joyful discovery desire within our soul. So there is this real sense of what fits me, what fits me? What do I want? What do I need? What am I looking at? What am I looking for? Where is it that I want to be? And it's not fitting in, it's finding out where we fit in, finding out what we desire. It can be that we're going through social media, we're going through, the internet and discovering different fields of study, different fields of work that we never knew about before. And our eyes are really being opened up. This is a time not to stand like in the shadows. There's a way with Aquarius where it's kind of like the clouds roll in, because we're represented by the star in the major arcana. Okay, so the clouds roll in and it just covers up the stars. So we stand in the background a lot, and sometimes we feel like we stand in the background a lot. That might not necessarily be the case. But what we do see here is that there is a power to shine forward, to be that brilliance, and to bring the brilliance, and to let ourselves shine the way that we were born to shine, the way that we need to shine. It's funny because Spirit said, even before I started this reading, so strongly that I actually wrote it down. It was like, you were meant to shine. You were meant to stand out. You were not meant to fade away. And I thought, oh, that's just an interesting sentiment. And then to see it here so profoundly is really quite beautiful. We're meant to rise out of the shadows, rise out of the darkness, rise out of the obscurity. And it doesn't mean that everybody's going to know our name. It doesn't mean that we're going to become, celebrities. What it means is that we're going to know ourselves, take pride in ourselves, and be vibrant within ourselves. We're changing the relationship, and our heart is shining with that knowledge. Let's see our chakra energy. Aquarius, May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aquarius. May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is visualization. This is the third eye chakra. So with the third eye chakra, we're really starting to visualize what we want, what we need, who we are. And people usually laugh when it comes to visualization, because we think, oh, okay, if I just see it, it becomes, and I've visualized and it hasn't worked. Visualization isn't to say that what I think about automatically becomes part of my reality. It means that I'm putting that pathway within my mind. I'm opening up my mind to say, this is what I'm believing. Because the fascinating thing, but also the terrifying thing about our mind, is that our mind does not know the difference between make-believe and reality. So when we visualize, when we play make-believe within our own mind for what we want, we're laying the foundation of saying, I can have this. I can have this, and I can thrive by having it. And so with visualization, it's saying, I can, when we might think that we can't. Now, when we're visualizing and we're seeing ourselves owning our own business, we're seeing ourselves in healthy, happy relationships, we're seeing ourselves, building the world that we want and just contented and satisfied within our lives, there are going to be those dark thoughts that come up that say, oh, no, you can't. No, oh, no, you can't have this. And we have to look at those. Or the fears that come up that say, oh, but don't you remember this person? What happened to them? Don't you remember this? What happened to this person? When we visualize, we set the pathway for what we desire, but we're also going to get the roadblocks that come up. And we have to address those openly and honestly, not just so that we can visualize what we want, but so that we can move forward the way that our soul needs. Let's look at the energy we are to be mindful of. What is the energy that Aquarius is to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aquarius. What is the energy that Aquarius is to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Prince of Pentacles. Fighting for one certain way of wealth, okay? This can be a person that's like, oh, no, it can only be like this. This can be ourselves that think, oh, no, it's only going to be this way. Here it is being stuck in a rut, stuck in a way that makes us think it can only be one thing. It can only move forward one way. What we're going to see here is that we need to broaden our way of thinking of prosperity, success, and what we desire coming forward. All right, that's going to be really, really, really important for us. So the energy that we need to be mindful of is that energy of it has to be, because it doesn't have to be any which way. What we need to open ourselves up to is the way divinity is guiding it, the way that we are fluidly moving within success, ideas, and what we desire. Because we're rising out of darkness. We really are. Judgment is the horns being blown. And what we're seeing here is the box that we have been stuck in, the box that we put ourselves in, society put us in, the way that we thought we had to be. We're breaking it. And we're starting to see ourselves rising out of despair. And it's so funny because we have here the coffins, right? We have death. And we're rising out of death. And yet in ourselves, in our inner being, we're looking at the great leveler. You know, we're looking at how the king is laying on the ground, how the woman is falling, how the priest is trying to placate. And that change, time, cannot be stopped. And what we're going to see here within ourselves is that there's a certain amount of acceptance that comes in life, a certain amount of inevitability, and an understanding of that. And with judgment, we are going to see ourselves rising to a place that takes us out of the darkness, takes us out of our fears, takes us out of being blinded. It can be blinded by, too much light or too much darkness. Whatever it is, we're going to be seeing a balance coming. But we're also going to be seeing ourselves rise out of despair. And it moves us to the wheel of fortune. It moves us to a new season coming in, a new idea, a new sense of who we are and who we want to be. The new season doesn't necessarily have to be a fun season. It can be that we're entering into a winter. But that winter doesn't have to be bad. It could be a time to be more cozy within ourselves, to look at things, to contemplate, to sit quietly. And what we're going to see here is that everything is changing. And very much as Plato said, all is flux and nothing stayed the same. Plato, who I believe was born like 400 years before the Common Era, what we're going to see is that there is change coming forward. And that change is part of life. If it's true, 400 years before Christ, it's going to be true now. And so here, there is this sense, there's this power, there's this way of change, and there's this riddle in truth to it that we're going to be discovering, that we're going to be taking out the negativity, taking out, not necessarily the negativity, because sometimes the negative aspect, just the cold, hard truth, is what we need to see and hear about things. But what we're going to be doing is taking out the fear of it and saying, okay, I see it. I see it for the season that I'm entering into. I see it for the truth that I need to be understanding. And I am moving myself forward because of it, because I am rising. I am rising out of the darkness that I was in. And because we have two major arcana cards here, again, it's not going to be easy. It might not even be fun, but it is going to be worth it. Have you ever done something where it is super hard work? We push ourselves to the limit. You've pushed yourself to the limit. You think, I can't, but you find the extra strength and you can. And then once you're there, it's like, oh my gosh, it's more than I ever realized. And it moves us then to the death card, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new, the sense of the great equalizer, the sense that all changes. And with the death card, I've been seeing the Ouroboros coming. So the Ouroboros is the serpent eating its own tail. And you can see that as a malevolent figure, yes. But I also see it as, and I see it as, wisdom, the serpent devouring itself. And that's what we do when we have wisdom. When we take the knowledge that we learn, that becomes part of the serpent's body, into the wisdom that we live by, we devour that wisdom, and we devour it as knowledge becomes wisdom. And as we learn more and more, we will inevitably devour ourselves. But that is what life is. And so here, there is this knowledge, there is this realization, there is this power, there is this insight to us that is coming in the inner self. We're looking at things and it's like, this isn't as concrete as I thought it was. And it can even be, I'm not as important as I thought I was. Not in this fatalistic way, but in this way of like, oh wow, everybody isn't remembering every mistake I do. Yes, we do have people in our lives who like to bring things up, but they're just jerks, or they're just being nasty. But other people, they don't remember. And they don't hold it against us the way that we think they do. At least most people don't. And if they do, it's a good sign to get out, right? So here, there is this sense of power through transformation and power through realization that everybody messes up and everybody falls down and everybody will have an ending to one thing or another. And it's how we move forward that matters. And there's this real sense within ourselves to stop being beggars and to stop being the noblemen, to stop being the ones looking up and saying, oh please, give to me, and stop being the person who says, oh, I'll give crumbs here and I'll give crumbs there. It's saying now it needs to be balanced. Now it needs to be fair. Now I'm not saying that this is a utopia, but what Spirit is saying is that there needs to be balance within ourselves. A lot of times we look at things, it's like, well, only if I do this, can I have this? Only if I do this, only if I move forward this way or I succeed here, can I have the reward? Can I have the blessing? And that's just not the case. It's saying, all right, there are things in my life that I want to change. There are ways in my life that I want to move forward. And I'm being open and honest with myself with that. But it's not going to be a place of lack. It is going to be a place of power, that I move towards my goals, that I move in my wisdom, that I embrace myself, embrace what I desire. The Six of Pentacles is also realizing the imbalance within our life, within, excuse me, what we have experienced, and the people who take and take and take, and the people who give and give and give. And it's like, okay, no, this needs to be balanced too. And we're coming to these realizations within ourselves, and it's real, it's honest, and it's powerful. And it moves us to the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant represents the Pope. And so in medieval times, the Pope ruled emperors. Okay, he told everybody what to do. And so here, it is the force that tells us what to do. It is the institutions, but it's also our values, what's inevitable for us, who we truly are. So with the Hierophant, we have the supplicants, we have the people who listen to us. We have this power about us, but we have the keys. We have the kingdom of heaven opening to us. We have this insight, these ideas, this greater sense of who we are and where we want to be that's coming forward. The Hierophant does not mess around. Okay, it's too important. What we're playing towards is too important. The elevation of our souls, the balancing of our karma, the desire that we have to have the lives that we want. The Hierophant is saying, this is me. This is who I need to be. This is who I want to be. This is how I'm moving forward. This is where I stand. And we're embracing that honestly, openly, and distinctly. This is also saying, this is my connection. This is the job that I want. This is the life that I want. This is the dream that I have. It can be the relationship that I want to be in. The strengthening of a marriage, a strengthening of a partnership, a strengthening of, a partnership within ourselves for who we want to be. And we're seeing the doors open. We're seeing ourselves open to opportunities and blessings because we're taking the reins. We're calling forward the blessings. We're being profoundly connected. And it moves us to joy, to happiness, to success, to prosperity, to celebration, to letting the good times in and being able to rejoice within them. Our heart needs this. Our heart needs to be what our heart is. For some people, how I can describe this is, how do people define you? When you've left the room, or when people are just talking about themselves, amongst themselves, how do they define you? What do they say about you? That's what shines from your heart. Is it what you want them to say? Or is it what you needed to hear? And it's starting to say, okay, my family, always. I was always known as the sweet one. Always. Even now, I'm always known as the sweet one. And when I was younger, that used to really bother me. I didn't want to always be the sweet one. I wanted to be edgy. I'm just not any good at that. And so it's to know what your heart is and to say, okay, this is me. And utilize it and let it shine and be true to who we are. And then it moves us to seeing different pathways open up because we're embracing who we are, that we're starting to see different worlds than we expected coming forward. And we're starting to celebrate ourselves. Not hold ourselves back, not be denied, not be silent, but celebrate ourselves in a way that builds us forward, in a way that moves us. Will people celebrate us too? Yeah, actually, a lot more people will. Because there's going to be a genuineness about us, Aquarius, that people are drawn to and that people see, and there's a radiance. And yes, you will have people who be like, oh no, they're not that good, or they're not that honest, or they're not that whatever. And they can be mad at us for being who we are. Let them be mad. We'll know who to be wary of. We'll know who to, be warned against. It's time to celebrate, because different pathways guide us. Because there's more roads that are opening than we realized. What is the inequality? Yeah, what is the inequality that Aquarius is facing? What is the inequality that Aquarius is facing? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Ooh, this one. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. The inequality that we're facing is that we're in this phase of transition. And I absolutely adore this picture. The angel is undoing our tremendous mess that we have created. We were supposed to have woven, or whatever you do with a spinning wheel, something absolutely beautiful. And what we did was we made a mess. And so here it's detangling things. That's where the imbalance comes from. That's where the inequality comes from. It's because we're in this stage of transition. And in this stage of transition, in this stage of changing seasons, which is at our root, which is a powerful, powerful, powerful part of us during this time, we're going to see that there's messes, there's tangles in places we didn't expect it. There's guidance from divinity that we absolutely need. There's a sense of seeing things more clearly, more openly, more honestly, and being really real with ourselves. Saying, okay, you know what? I set myself up for failure here. Okay, I sabotage myself here. Why is that? Why is it that I do this, or I react this way? We call ourselves out because our angels are taking the tangles, taking the mess, and saying, I'm untangling this. This mess doesn't need to be here anymore. And as it's being untangled, revelations are coming. What are the revelations that Aquarius needs to be ready for? What are the revelations that Aquarius needs to be ready for? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Two of Wands and the Seven of Earth. So the revelations are that we hold the world. Like, the world is bigger than we realized. And we actually, it is. It's bigger than we realized, but it's not as vastly overwhelming as we thought. We're starting to carve out and have confidence in the space that we are walking forward to. And we need to have patience. There's going to be a part of us that says, well, I need to do it now. I need the money, I need the acclaim, I need the prestige, I need to do it now. There's going to be this real sense of wait and build it. Build it and be secure, be prosperous, be bountiful, and watch it come. Watch it come and watch it change. It's in divine timing. Yeah, because you're going to want to push it. You really are. You're going to want to push it forward and say, this is what I get. This is what I deserve. And that's fair. That is fair. But if we push it at a time where we're feeling overwhelmed, or we're feeling a bit, emotionally fragile, or whatever, it starts to shatter. We will start to shatter. What is it that Aquarius needs to be true to? What is it that Aquarius needs to be true to? What is it that Aquarius needs to be true to? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay. So what we need to be true to is the power to move forward and to understand that the past has shaped us considerably. What we need to be true to is our passion and our desire and our fire and our instincts and our chaos and everything in between. We need to be true to the process forward. And we need to be true to the fact that a lot of times as we're charging forward, we're looking backwards and thinking, oh, wow, I should have done that differently. It's time to be in the present. And it's time to treat it as a gift. How can Aquarius stay in the here and now? How can Aquarius emotionally, because this is the heart, how can Aquarius emotionally stay in the here and now? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, okay. this is also, as we're moving forward in passion and in creation, we're thinking about all the times we've messed up, that things should be changed, that, it wasn't what we expected. So just be mindful of that. We have the 4 of water, okay? And we have the 5 of fire. How we can move forward, how we can celebrate, how we can get to where it is that we want to be, is understanding that the gifts that we are given do not feel like gifts, and that the chaos comes because we're not always going to be ready for what divinity is handing us, for the way that we're supposed to be moving forward, for the desires that are guiding us, and for the place that we want to be. There is a sense here with the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is chaos. 5 of Wands is after the 4 of Wands, after the celebration, after the happiness, after the joy, after the wedding comes the argument. And it's like, okay, what the heck sense does that make? It's after the high comes the low. And we have to be aware of that as we move towards what we want, and especially when we get what we want, sometimes it's not what we expected. Dreams coming true does not always make ease of heart or soul. So being mindful and also being aware that the gifts that are coming, they don't feel like gifts. What is the path that is opening up to Aquarius? What is the path that is opening up to Aquarius? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's wishes. It's joy, it's success. But it's also understanding that we're not going to see it right away. That other people are going to be able to see this much more clearly than we are. So it's working with a spiritual guide. It's working with, a close friend or family member that really helps us see who we are and what we want and what we desire and what we need. And also speaks openly and honestly to us, calls us out when we're afraid to take our blessings. And at times we will be afraid to take our blessings, especially in the public arena, because there's going to be a sense of, can I do it? Can I celebrate me? We have the repeat of the number 6, and 6 is a nurturing, caring number. But will I be able to nurture and care for myself and what I am building and what I am moving towards? That's going to be a really big question. And seeing our blessings, seeing our talent, and not just having somebody say, well, this is your talent, this is what you're really good at, but being able to be aware of it, being able to break down these barriers within ourselves, that's going to be so important. I mean, that's going to be imperative. How do we see these blessings? How does Aquarius see these blessings? How does Aquarius see these blessings? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Empress. We look at what is building within us. We look at the part of us that was denied, that was silenced. We look at what we're birthing forward into the world, what we're creating, what we're nurturing, what we desire. We look at dreams that we thought were too big to have. We look at, pathways that we never thought we could walk. And we start to put things in order. The Empress puts things in order. The Empress also calls for things to be seen and for strength to be had. Let's see what our spirit animal message is. Aquarius, May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aquarius. Aquarius, May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The crow spirit, co-create with spirit. So often in this world, we think, I am an island. I am in this all alone. And we're not. Or we think, we either think, I'm in this all alone, or I need all these people around me. We're neither one. We need to connect spiritually with something more. And it's time to co-create with spirit, with what we want, to see the depth of color, to see the beauty within the world, to see the crow highlighted in purples and blues, instead of just a black bird that flies in the sky. It's time to see the beauty, where once we only saw the ominous. It moves us to our subconscious spirit animal message. The nightingale spirit. Love is all around you. Love is all around. Again, it's another bird. It's a sign to fly, to be free, to be emboldened. Love is all around. Don't deny it. Don't deny it and don't hide it away. It moves us to our subconscious chakra message. And we see it in the heart. Love is just such a powerful, intrinsic part of us during this time. Don't walk away from it. It moves us to our subconscious chakra message, self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is the mastery of what we desire. This is the alignment of self. This is the empowerment. This is the emboldening. And as we embrace this, we have our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Queen of Swords. It's saying everything needs to be logical. We need to cut through doubts and fears, push harder, be the warrior, keep on fighting. This is us also saying, because we're represented by the swords in the minor arcana, it's saying, armor up, keep going. Why are you slacking? Sometimes you just have to push through. Yeah, sometimes you do just have to push through. But sometimes you also have to be kind to yourself. You have to know when pushing isn't necessary. And you also have to know when you're getting in your own way. Because we will get in our own way and we'll not see it. We need to step back during this time and look at things differently and be just a little bit kinder, a little bit gentler with ourselves. Our subconscious tarot message starts with the Seven of Swords, gathering up knowledge, gathering up information, and leaving some things behind because we can't carry it anymore. It's not worth it. It's also not telling everybody everything. It's not their business. I know this is a time and an age where we want to tell everybody everything, but keeping some things to ourselves, a little bit of mystery, that's nice. Then we have call, which is judgment, which we have here at our roots. We're rising up. We're seeing our power. We're answering our angels' call. They call us to greater things. We're being called to more. And it moves us then to our subconscious tarot message. For this whole entire time, it is the sun, to let the beauty and brilliance within us shine, so that the joy of a child be radiant within our hearts. Now, with our subconscious shining like this, there will be negativity, there will be anger, there will be people coming against us. Why? Because they do not shine themselves. That's fine, that's on them. Let yourself shine. Let radiance, let the happiest card in the deck be guiding you forward. All right, Aquarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we start to see our blessings and we stop underselling ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius.